you want to make dance a career, you have to know there is nothing else in your life you want to do or you're going to do. I was like that. I just knew from the age of 8 I was going to do it and nothing was going to stop me. And we didn't have money for lessons, and I went out and did paper rounds and worked in a cake shop. I just wanted to dance. So I think you have to make a decision, certainly by the age of 14, whether this is just fun and you're going to love it and you're going to live it and you're never going to stop, or whether you want to make a career. And if you want to make a career, then as well as your schoolwork, you have to be dancing, you have to be working. But I know that it's what I wanted to do, and I still haven't stopped.
I think the one advice I could give to young dancers who want to get into the professional world is that it's amazingly rewarding, but because of that it is incredibly competitive, because lots of people want to do it and there's not that many jobs. So you just have to persevere, but more than anything is training. And I still train now because there are always younger, better dancers coming up, and you need to be able to compete with them. So it's really competitive. So just train.
What advice would you give? Because obviously loads of young dancers, everyone's eager, look, we've got waving fans. What advice would you give to them about having a long career in dance?
Eat well.
Eat well.
Train hard.
Train hard.
Train harder.
Train harder.
Do you train to be as good as you are?
Wasn't that sweet?
That is really sweet. How many days do I train to be as good as I am? Well, I would say as a kid is where I got a lot of my training in. I would dance pretty much 6 to 8 hours a day, about 5 to 7 days a week. These days I'm sort of doing a bit of both. I'm doing TV shows and music and whatnot, so I balance it. I would say in general, if I'm getting ready for a show, I'm probably dancing about 4 or 5 days, 8 hours a piece to get ready. And then
that's a lot.
It is a lot.
But that's how much you got to do it.
It takes a lot of dedication and discipline if you want to be good. And ballet is the foundation of all dance. I've always been a big believer in that. So if you want to do street, if you want to do tap, if you want to do any of that stuff, if you get in your ballet classes, that's where you're really going to learn about your body, understand the foundation, the core, where the movement comes from, and it's going to help you in all styles. So I always lived with dance troupe growing up, at least 2 hours of ballet a week, 4 if at all possible.
My main thing is about fitness, so that's my passion. So I tend to kind of like, encourage the guys to work on that as well as on our dance side as well. Obviously, dancing, you tend to have a short life, so you want to expand that and take it further. It's not just about, looking good as well, it's about taking care of yourself internally. So,
definitely.
That's adults and young kids as well, so it's good to stay healthy and stay keeping fit.
I think the thing is that, like, real talk, everyone goes through struggles. And I think a lot of people don't talk about the struggles. They just go, everything's great, everything's great. But actually, I've been very lucky to do a lot of cool stuff, but they don't see the downtimes. Because you're not going to put it on YouTube.
Or on Facebook or on any of the others, they only see the good things.
Exactly, but they exist for every soul on this planet. And I think for me, it's that visualization and that goal. When you're tired, when you're exhausted, it's what do you want to get out of your life? It's bigger than just dance. It's not just, I'm going to an audition. Visualize what you want your life to look like. Okay, my life to be amazing would be on tour with Rihanna, and you bust the gut until you get to be on that tour with Rihanna.
Just don't stop.
You just don't stop. You only lose when you quit.
I believe that as well, personally.
High fives.
High fives. Dance UK basically is the voice of dance. It's there to represent us and to help us get issues out there, and they've got a number of fantastic projects coming up. The National Dance Institute, which is coming, will be offering free medical care for dancers across England, which is a massive landmark project.
Definitely, I mean, dancers hurt themselves.
Absolutely, all the time. So injury prevention as well as rehabilitation, and also for young people, they are a brilliant way of connecting with other people who are interested in what you're doing across the country.
I think that one of the key things, I mean, I've always done more sort of musical theatre stuff, but it's even if you're not getting the steps, what they really want you to, because it's so quick to learn some choreography, and it mightn't be choreography that you're, you know, especially adapted to, but it's all about performance, how you perform, and that's about freeing yourself up enough and being confident enough with yourself to show off, to show what, because they want to see what you do on stage, how you would sell yourself on stage. So when you're auditioning, just perform, really love what you're doing, get into it and perform to the best of your ability.
Young choreographers,
Yeah.
just every opportunity you can to teach, because choreography is great, but you've got to understand that you don't always get the opportunity to dance with amazing dancers, and whoever is going to dance your piece has to make it look good. So you have to work each way.
Yeah.
You need to, absolutely, you need to come onto their level and then make them look good.
Yeah, when it comes to us creating a piece, it takes a few months. We sort of get ideas together, and then we like sort of, you know, we usually work with themes, not all the time, but like usually our most memorable performances are like if we have a theme, so we sort of stick to the structure of it, find like sound clips and stuff to sort of build an atmosphere for the performance, and then we get together and try to create new ideas and stuff like that.
Just the feedback, instantly, that instant feedback and gratification. There's nothing like performing live in front of people. TV is amazing, but you know, it's all about cameras and lights and whatnot, which is fabulous. But when you can be there and see people watching and being inspired and see that reflection of inspiration and people screaming their eyes, screaming their lungs out and dancing, that is the best feeling in the world. There's nothing like being on stage doing a live show.
I think a lot of the people here can relate to that, definitely.
There's always discipline in each style, and I respect the discipline that the ballet dancers have. However, you know, from a street dance point of view, there's so many different elements, as you know. You've got the house, you've got the hip hop, the breaking, the locking, the popping, and these are all techniques, and they're all, you know, just as powerful as each other. So I think technically we learn a lot from each other, and we respect the art form itself.
There's a lot of dance reality shows, and there's also a lot of talent reality shows. I mean, are you for or against them?
Do it if you are strong enough to get through it, because it's all for a television show and you are portrayed how the production wants to portray you. If they want to give you the bad choreographers, if they want to give you a naff week, and that's what you sign up to do.
From Strictly Come Dancing perspective, it was great for ballroom and Latin, because I think there was a misconception at that point that it was, you know, sew on your own sequins and, you know, you go out and you do a little cha-cha-cha. So I think certainly from that perspective it has been moved on considerably. I think it's great that people can go out there and showcase. If people have got talent and they're dedicated and they have a desire to perform, it will always come through. I think sometimes the shows don't necessarily show how hard it is. We instill in our couples all the time, you must practice. Performance, practice, practice, practice. Otherwise, you know, they don't come through.
So basically this is all about Big Zumba Dance, which is taking place when in May?
Zumba is creating the official track for Big Dance, and we are doing a launch party on the 18th of May.
Does it come from? Yeah.
Is a Latin American inspired fitness program.
Make sure, dancers, you're all going to be dancing for Big Dance, because you can be out in the country, you've got 5 million people dancing. So you be one of those 5 million people.
Thank you so much, Auntie. It's been a pleasure.